So York City are going to be kicking from right to left in this first half. It's the way they were kicking in the second half last season when they scored their 3 second-half goals, winning this game by 5 goals to nil. Always helps, though, when the opposition has a man sent off in the first half. So they're going to be shooting that way. And I can tell you straight away, it's not Callum Stead, I don't think, that is playing as left wing-back here. The striker. So he's lined up on the centre circle. I'm just trying to see who that is at the far side of the ground. In fact, I think it's the Barnet captain, Harry Pritchard, that is going to be playing as the left wing back here for Barnet as they get the game underway and come forward down this near side. They have it at the back to Connor Stevens. He goes across to Jerome Akimo. He's able to come forward over halfway. He has Pritchard outside him if he wants to use him, and now he gives it to Pritchard. He's got her on the back of Ryan Fallowfield in front of those York City supporters. It's a poor pull back though from him, and City are able to clear through Will Smith. Up towards Will Davies. He holds it up well, gives it to Akinyemi. He then tries to play it down the line, but with his left foot he apologises immediately. He got that all wrong and puts it straight into touch on that far side of the field for a Barnet throw. Just short of halfway. 36 seconds gone on the electronic scoreboard that I can see with a nice big badge of Barnet and York City alongside it, and it remains goalless here on BBC Radio York.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of move there actually. Dipo Akinyemi, just a 10-yard pass, just get it right, just pass it to your teammate and give him a chance. He goes out of the ground. Neil Ardley looking frustrated already there.
For those that like this sort of information, Yorkie, Steve Ovenden, I'm looking at you. Neil Ardley is in his navy blue jacket today. York City have a throw in. He gives the ball to Danny Amos. He takes it to Crooks, and Crooks goes back to Sykes Kenworthy in his all-pink goalkeeper's kit. He gives it to Will Smith in front of those York City fans who are singing "Stand Up If You Love City." Across this near side to Crooks. Crooks about to go along down the line, trying to turn the Barnet defence. Easy though for the big centre-backs of Barnet, and they clear their lines and pick it up in the centre of midfield. Callum Stead gives away possession to Dan Batty. Batty back to Crooks. Now to this left-hand side again to Amos. Amos once again goes back to his goalkeeper. I think we're still waiting for Alex Hunt to get his first touch of the ball as a York City player in the centre of midfield. He may get it now if Alex Woodyard. Instead, Woodyard gives it to Davies. Davies to Batty. On the right-hand side, Batty points where he wants Ryan Fallowfield to go, but he doesn't. He stands still, so Batty reverses it across this near side, looking for Amos. Flicks off the head of a Barnet man. That'll be a York City throw-in, just over halfway. Many York City supporters in central London this morning on our train, coming down, and then the pub surrounding King's Cross, and then as you get up to North London, all enjoying themselves. I'm sure we'll see many of them later on with some cancellations once more on the trains, late notice cancellations. So our train out of King's Cross tonight could be lively.
Saw some Huddersfield Town fans as well, didn't we, David?
You were spotted, weren't you, Ian?
Spotted, yes.
Spotted as that Barnet come forward down the right. We'll come back to that in a second, but the Barnet have run that out of play, and that'll be a York City goal kick. Yeah, we're down Euston Road, and suddenly these guys come across to Ian. Huddersfield Town fans spotted you.
Got no hair. We don't care, apparently. I'll tell you one person that cared.
Was that you?
It certainly was. Can you imagine being 21 and having not a shred of hair on your head?
Yeah, well.
But there you go. Give him a song to sing.
Goal kick to York City. Should say hello to Florence and her poorly little brother Robin, who are listening in back in York. We hope Robin gets better soon. Ball in the centre of the park for Barnet. They move it out to the left-hand side for Stead. Is he going to be able to keep that in play? He does on the stretch. The York City fans thought he didn't do. Now he's running out of play for a goal kick. So it all worked out well in the end.
It did. It looked like Stead thought he'd run it out of play as well, and maybe got away with one out on the far line. City fans, look at you, got to applaud them. Down in the numbers again, making the noise. To be honest, making the atmosphere here at a very, very subdued
quiet
ground.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I mean, Barnet fans are up near the top of the league. There's no sound.
I heard the assistant manager yesterday in his pre-match interview putting an appeal out to the Barnet fans to get the hive rocking.
I see why. We take him on if you.
He gets his first touch here. Does a hunt for York City, but he's brushed off it in the centre of the park. Loses the ball. Shot comes in. Deflects behind for a goal kick, and that is maybe the concern that people will have about Alex Hunt there. He probably is a little bit lightweight, and he was easily beaten to the ball when he had it at his feet there. by the bigger Barnet striker, and it goes behind for a corner kick.
Yep, I'm guessing it was one of those players that will need to find space on the pitch, get it to his feet, and he'll use the ball then. But under tight situations against a big, more athletic, sort of physical player, he might just come undone a little bit.
Yeah, it's Gatlin O'Donker who robbed him of it there. Corner comes in, it's a deep one. Will Davies, good header clear for York City. Barnet pick up the loose ball on the edge of the area, and then it's given away, and Dan Batty can come forward down the York City left. He puts the brakes on, goes back to Alex Woodyard. Woodyard in his lime green boots. Got to be good to wear those, Ian.
Oh, do you ever? I tell you.
You were a black boot man, weren't you?
Absolutely.
I can tell. Yeah.
Black boots, World Cups.
Freeman
nothing more,
gives
nothing
that.
less.
Freeman gives that away as the tube train on the Jubilee line goes behind the stand opposite us and pulls into Cannons Park tube station. Getting more and more like Barry Parker every day here on BBC Radio York. We miss you, Baz. Across it goes to David Stockdale.
We brought new
David
ground.
Stockdale to George Sykes Kenworthy, sorry.
We brought new ground at Hartlepool, didn't we? Watching the ships come in and out.
You were enjoying that, weren't you?
I really was.
Now down the left-hand side. Barnet have it. Good tackle from Woodyard. Goes straight back, though, to an orange shirt. And they try and spread the play, well cut out by Amos. So Woodyard's got some space to come forward now. Over halfway. Inside left. Alex Woodyard still keeps hold of the ball. To Amos. And he goes back to Adam Crooks. Dean Brennan, you can hear bellowing out instructions away to our left-hand side. The Barnet manager. City spread the play to the far side to Smith, but he's robbed of it. It falls kindly for Akinyemi. Smith gets it back and gives it to Batty. Batty doesn't have much room to play it down the line onto the head of Adam Thompson. He clears for Barnet, and now they have got through that York City midfield, and they're going to come out to this near side. The ball's slightly behind Cropper, though, so he has to wait for it. Then he plays it down the line. They've got in round the back with Hartigan. Hartigan forced wide, back towards the corner flag. He gives it back to Cropper. City now got everyone back. Stevens. Back again to Thompson, back to Stevens on this near side. Infield it goes to Hartigan once more. Down the line. Amos gets the tackle in, throw in, goes the way of the home side, level with the edge of that York City penalty area. 0-0, BBC Radio York. You can hear Tony McMahon screaming. I had to put my sunglasses on, the sun's now so bright.
It's actually warm, isn't it, with that sunshine?
You can probably hear Neil Ardley telling Alex Hunt to stay tight on his man in the centre of the park here as they get ready to take the throw in. Barnet. Cropper, going to be a long one. Don't let him get to the ball, says Neil Ardley, and it comes from Cropper.
Job, son.
Tell you what, that is verging on a foul throw as well, because I thought both of his feet there were over the line as he took that throw in. But there you go, the linesman wasn't looking. Falls to Barnet man just outside the box. Going to have a shot. Good block from Adam Crooks from Cropper. Comes out again for a throw in on this near side. Bat tackle was the scream there from Neil Ardley at Dan Batty.
He wants more strength in the tackle. Win that tackle, win that ball. That's what he's there for. That's his role in the team.
Yeah, we're going to be able to hear every single word that Neil Ardley shouts out at his team today.
I'm guessing this is going to be another long throw here, David. Cropper. He launched it last time. There you go.
And it comes now onto the penalty spot. Well headed clear by Smith for York City. Hunt gets his header all wrong, but he manages to find Woodyard. Barnet have to recycle it at the back once more. That time they give it away again to Woodyard. He returns the favour straight back to the orange shirts. Cropper has it again. Now they have it at the back, the home team. Left-hand side. Down the line it goes. Appeals for offside from York City against Brunt. The linesman's flag stays down. He cuts in field before going back. Now it's spread out to this right-hand side. City all defend, everyone back defending the edge of their penalty area to Cropper down the right. He's going to cut in field past Amos. Got in too easily. Outside of his foot, tries to cut the curling cross in. Headed away by Crooks at the near stick. Akinyemi wins a free kick, I think it's fair to say. Went to ground very easily there under the pressure from Akimo, and the referee bought it, and a chance for York City just to calm things down. Yeah,
I think that's it, exactly the words, David, that I think Neil Ardley was saying to his team, is calm things down a little bit. Barnet again, a lot of the ball, they're trying to keep it, trying to play it wide, but City, just when they can get on the ball, they can keep it a little bit and sort of quell the Barnet enthusiasm.
Interesting that Jordan Cropper on this right-hand side, the man with the long throw, the right wing-back playing up against Danny Amos, former teammates at Grimsby, also know Alex Hurst. So there's three of them there who know each other. You'd like to think that Amos can maybe get the better of his former teammate. They'll know about each other's strengths and weaknesses. He's having a go this time at Callum Howe, is Neil Ardley saying you should have played it to Woody.
Oh, the hat has come
Now
off.
Will, because he wants him to close down the goalkeeper as the ball's played back to Josh Keeley. He closes down the defender and fouls him. Free kick taken immediately by the home team. Listen to BBC Radio York on a Saturday afternoon. Goalless between Barnet and York City. I assume it is still goalless at the end of our event as well. Between Harrogate Town, they come forward to York City after giving the ball away, Barnet, but then it's a poor ball forward. Neil is absolutely furious with the pass, or the attempted pass to Dan Batty. Should have made more of that, York City.
It was Akinyemi again, David. It's just his passing, it's a 10-yard pass.
I'm convinced he has issues with Akinyemi, does Neil Ardley.
Akinyemi looks like he's playing with a bit of pressure on him, do you know what I mean? So he's sort of anxious, that is a 10-yard pass that if you give it the ball in training, 10 times out of 10 he finds his man, and in the game situation there, just a little bit anxious on the ball.
York City win a throw on the far side. The Barnet fans don't like it. The early game in the National League, if you missed it, Eastleigh beaten Bromley by 2-0. It's not a great scoreline for York City, but with so many teams in and around them, you have to expect 2 or 3 that will pick up maximum points on a weekly basis. All the other games that kicked off at 3 o'clock are goalless so far. Very late call-off as well in League 2. Bradford City are at half an hour before kick-off at Barrow. The referees deemed the pitch as waterlogged, despite both teams saying they wanted the game to go ahead and they thought it was fine. You can imagine that's not going down that well, especially with the Bradford City fans that have made the long journey to Cumbria. Will Davies gets it up front, holds it up well, gives it to Fallowfield, the captain, on the right-hand side. He goes infield to Hunt. Back to Crooks, Batty. Crooks all very tight over that far side for York City, but they've done well. Batty can now spread it to this near side. That's a poor pass from Dan Batty. And it goes all the way back to Josh Keeley, who's on loan from Tottenham's under-21s. Come in last month in place of Laurie Walker, the long-time goalkeeper here after he got injured. Back on the bench today, Laurie Walker. Barnet have it on the far side of the field. All the noise you can hear is coming from those York City supporters.
Absolutely. I mean, without York supporters in the ground, this would be like a museum.
There was a ground not too far from here, Ian. They used to sing, "Is this the library?"
Well, yeah. Oh.
Akinyemi picks it up for York City as Barnet try and give it on again. It's a terrible ball from Akinyemi. You just had to feed Will Davies through, and he was thrown goal at the edge of the penalty area. Such a sloppy pass.
Yeah, that's three really sloppy passes, and you could see Neil Hadley.
That was a simple ball. That looked like it was opened up.
Yeah, it's just been, I don't know why. It's amazing. It is a 10-yard pass.
Barnet again knocking it around at the back. Across the far side. He's not happy down here, Neil Ardley. Now they burst forward. Akimo does well. Managed to find it through to Stead. On the left wing, Crooks is dragged out. Howell's dragged out of position. Try and stop the cross coming in. He manages to do it. Now it comes in. It's a deep one. Sykes Kenworthy does really well. Comes and gathers.
Done really well. He's under a lot of pressure there, George Sykes Kenworthy. I think his own player sort of bundled into him as well as he was catching the ball. First goal
that I've seen going in the National League in the 3 o'clocks is not too far from here at Bournemouth. They lead Fylde by a goal to nil. Angelo Balanta with that goal.
I thought you could hear that from here.
That's another place that's relatively quiet. That'll be really quiet. That'll be a 3-figure crowd there today at Bournemouth. Against Fylde, you would have thought. Probably the two, I shouldn't say worst supported, but two clubs with the least number of fans taking on each other. Hunt does well for York City and gives it to Batty. He gives it to Smith, who can come forward inside right, goes out wide right to Ryan Fallowfield. He plays it down the line, appeals for offside, not given. Back to Fallowfield, now to Batty. Deep cross from him, poor cross, easily dealt with by Adam Thompson, who does have lots and lots of experience, the Barnet centre-back. Playing over pushing 250 EFL games for Adam Thompson at clubs like Watford, Brentford, Wickham and Rotherham. It's a much higher level than the one he's currently playing at. Generally means that you're coming towards the end of your career, maybe your legs aren't quite as they used to be, Ian.
Yeah, the head knows what you want the legs to do, but the legs don't seem to respond in kind. Big frustration.
Throw into to Barnet, 10 yards away from their corner flag, far side of the field. And the Barnet fans down there, a few of them have woken up. On halfway in the front couple of rows, some of the kids down there. They've got a drum too. Howe slips as he tries to clear that, so he gives the ball back to the orange shirts, and they're going to come across to Cropper on this right-hand side, right in front of us. He plays it past Amos to the on-running man, Freeman. He gets a deep cross in again. That one is easier for Sykes Kenworthy, and he bowls it out immediately to Alex Woodyard. Barnet not dominating in the same way they did at York City so far, but that's a poor pass again.
It's a 10-yard pass again, David.
Alex Woodyard. It's catching. He remains 0-0. But City, in an attacking sense, haven't yet got started this afternoon. Barnet goalkeeper has it at the back, and he's able to play it out to Cropper on this near side. Neil Adley again waving his players across. And they go in field to Barnet. Back out to Cropper. Cropper has to go back to his defender this time. And the goalkeeper, sweeper keeper, playing a good 10 yards outside his box, trying to join in the play. Sends it out to the left-hand side. Oh, there's a big space suddenly appeared here in the centre of the park for Zach Brunt to run forward. He lays it off to the far side of the field to Callum Stead. Stead's going to run at Fallowfield. Got to try and stop the cross coming in here. He does. It goes back to Pritchard. He tries to get the cross and it deflects behind for Barnet's second corner off Dan Batty.
Yeah, see, just under the cosh a bit here. You just have a feeling that Barnet, again, they've had so much of the ball, and when they're passing it, they're keeping it. They've not created a really gilt-edged chance yet, but you feel like something's coming.
Corner kick far side of the field for Barnet. On your own, seeing the York City supporters, that one lad banging his drum, and he's getting no reaction from his fellow Barnet fans. And it comes now, it's a curler. Sykes Kenworthy couldn't get there underneath his bar, headed away by York City defender, but the referee says there was a bit of pushing and shoving and gives York City the benefit of the doubt. And that'll be a free kick for City. Amos comes and gets the ball off Freeman, who's just dallying and walking back up to halfway to get himself into position. And City play it out from the back to Crooks into midfield. Ooh, that's a poor touch from the new man for York City. Alex Hunt give away possession. City have won it back. Crooks can't clear down the line. Manages somehow to find Will Davies fire a deflection. Davies under pressure gives it to Amos. Amos lucky bounce the ball that finds itself to Woodyard. Woodyard now can spread the play across to Dan Batty. He comes forward to Akinyemi. Back to goal. Holds it up on halfway. Gives it in field. Batty picks it up again, has to go back once more to halfway to Adam Crooks. Crooks to Amos. Thinks about playing it around the corner, but there's no one there, so he has to come back in field to Batty. He gives it to Woodyard, and Woodyard all the way from halfway goes back to Sykes Kenworthy, who's loitering on the edge of his D. He lays it off to Callum Howe. Howe, as the floodlights come on in bright, bright sunshine, and is needing our sunglasses, Ian.
That's a double whammy of light, isn't it? Don't understand that unless they know something's coming.
I can't imagine they do. And now Will Davies has been penalised for a foul in the middle of the park. He came drop deep looking for the ball. He's not happy the ball wasn't sent forward a little bit earlier. And now he's been penalised. Frustrating from Will Davies. Altrincham have taken the lead against Maidenhead. City there in a couple of weeks. Altrincham.
It'll be a big match, that, and the file.
Well, York don't have a particularly good record against Altrincham, do we, in recent times?
No.
Free kick taken into that York City penalty area over the head of Ryan Fallowfield. Covering defender was Will Davies. Then the ball comes in, appeals for a penalty for Barnet as Sykes Kenworthy clatters into the striker, but the linesman's flag had already gone up. That supersedes it, and it'll be a free kick to York City.
Yeah. And the linesman's flag going up, I think, influence the players just to get back up on the feet.
Will double movement when he's stepping in. You've got to go short, says Neil Ardley to Will Davies. Sykes Kenworthy long down the centre of the field to Akinyemi, who's offside from the free kick. Oh, Depot, that's criminal, Ian. That's sort of like fine territory.
Line. Yeah, it's on the halfway. Yeah, it's things not quite going right for Depot at the moment.
Ball into midfield. Freeman Turns away from Woodyard. He's able to send it to Akimo, who's got a bit of room. Don't know how he's found so much room, the centre-back left-hand side. He comes forward with it and then lays it off down the wing. Pritchard, decent cross in. And he stops it, Sykes Kenworthy.
Yeah, he's bundled off the ball.
Do you know what? I thought he was bundled though by his own player, Ian.
Potentially. He was definitely bundled. There's 2 or 3 around him. So
I think he ran into his own player and he's gone down. Not gone down trying to win the free kick, but he's gone down because his own player's clattered him and the referee's given a free kick. I think he's pretty fortunate there.
Well, no Barnet player is remonstrating with the referee.
That is true.
That's the only thing I could think. But yeah, I mean, now the team have been great, David, but I just think Barnet have shaded it possession-wise and trying to get forward.
City haven't offered anything going forward.
No.
They've hardly been in the opposition's half of the field. That's not a great touch again from Hunt, and then he is caught late. Apologises immediately, does the Barnet midfielder. Referee says, "Yep, not every foul's a yellow card," which is fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's carry on.
Yeah. Good.
But it was Hunt's poor touch that caused the problem there.
He's getting it in that little.
He looks like a player that's not played in a number of weeks so far.
Yeah, the touch and the sharpness maybe isn't quite there at the moment.
Southend 0, Aldershot 1. Josh Stokes with the goal for Aldershot. Davies can't do much with that, gives the ball away. Barnet able to come forward once more. Ever at the back. Right hand side. Stevens down the line to Cropper. He lays it off and looks for a return ball. Instead they go forward looking for O'Donker. And the referees, what's he giving here? He's giving handball against. It was, yeah. I think it was Alex Woodyard who's been penalised. And this is a dangerous position for a Barnet free kick. It's about 10 yards away from the edge of the York City penalty area, level with the right-hand side, so it's too far out from this angle to have a shot, you would have thought, Ian. So it's going to be a cross into that box.
Yeah, he's going to land on the penalty spot. But just going back to that again, it was a poor first touch. And we have so many players that the first touch is so poor, it lands you in trouble, it lands the team in trouble. I don't know if it's just not taking care of the ball.
Outswinger.
Composure.
Dean Brennan has just shouted, the two players who are both looking at him, and they shouted outswinger. So Neil Ardley should be able to hear that. He will be able to know exactly what's coming.
Yeah.
So this is going to be an outswinger from Freeman. York City should be awake to this. They can get rid of that two-man wall. In comes the outswinger. It is a good one. Donker got his head to it, and it's a great save by Sykes Kenworthy, who seemed to dive too early there. There wasn't as much power on it as he probably thought there was, but he's still got a good palm on it, and he's able to put it round the post for yet another Barnet corner.
Yeah, that was a really good delivery. I think, was it Hartigan?
It may well have come off the striker's shoulder because it just bobbled towards goal, didn't it? It was going in.
Properly, it's in the back of the net, I think.
Yeah.
But George Sykes Kenworthy pulling out a good save there.
In comes that corner, right under the bar. Sykes came into a punch, not a great punch. Free shot into the area, and he completely scuffed it, did the captain Pritchard.
Wow. Yeah, Sykes Kenworthy just got that one wrong. He got his fist on the end of it, but it was more like a marshmallow fist.
Why didn't he catch that one in? He was under no pressure, and he went for the two-handed punch away.
Because just 2 minutes ago,
chest height.
2 minutes ago, he got bundled, didn't he? And I bet he just didn't want to take the chance, take the risk.
But he normally comes and catches. He was under no pressure whatsoever there. It was a low ball, didn't have to jump, and he's punched it and got it completely wrong. Cropper into midfield. Now give it away to Woodyard. You can still hear the York City fans in the background. They know their side's under the cosh a little bit here.
Touch again.
And now Batty's given away possession. They're running forward to the edge of the penalty area. Out through comes Sykes Kenworthy. He gets a hand to it, palms it wide. Picked up by O'Donker. He can dink it back in. Headed clear this time by Callum Howe. It's all Barnet. To the left-hand side, the ball goes. The floodlights have now gone off. Cross comes in again. Not dealt with that well at the near post. Woodyard doesn't get much distance on the header. Davies can't get there. Picked up again by Akimo. Through the centre, and now it's finally cleared by Crooks. City all over the place.
It came from a poor first touch. Again, I'm going to say this every time it happens.
Akinyemi's been penalised here again.
Yeah, stuck his bum in Barnet defender's midriff. But that first touch of Batty there lands him in trouble. And you got to get that right. Whether it's first touch or the bad pass into him, either or, they've got to get these little basic things in football. They've got to get them right. You watch your position, their first touch, their pass to a man.
Long ball looking for O'Donker. Sykes Kenworthy comes out of his area. And he's completely scuffs the clearance. He's fortunate again, but the offside flag has gone up. He's living on the edge here, Sykes Kenworthy.
Yeah, a little bit nervy. Well, a lot of bit nervy.
He completely scuffed that. He's so fortunate that the flag went up.
Yeah, it just feels, it's got that feeling where we look a bit to paraphrase Neil Ardley, we do look anxious today, a little bit nervous. On the ball and off the ball. And that's why the first touch is poor. That's why the 10-yard passes are slack and bobbly. Just compose yourself, boys. You're good football. Well, you're decent footballers.
Solihull Moors 1, Hartlepool 0. Tavan Campbell with that goal in the National League. He clears to Sykes Kenworthy. Barnet head it back into the York City half. And then O'Donker's fouled. Free kick once more to the home side on the edge of the centre circle. They're trying to steal a couple of yards here. The referee's going to make him take it from the right position, Hartigan.
Just well, his brother Alf isn't playing, isn't it?
Hartigan was at Wimbledon with Neil Ardley. The man is about to take this free kick. And they do now. Into the centre circle it goes. Brunt takes it down the left to Akimo. Akimo's just gone past Akinyemi, so he's not there. And he's tried to pull him back. He's completely asleep there, daydreaming as Akinyemi. He's wandered past him as though he's not there, Ian, the centre back.
Yeah, you've got to do more. You can't just ghost a player and hope he doesn't go past you. You got to put some, your physical presence in there.
Long ball forward to Akimo, who's pushed forward here. Goes behind, goal kick. But that was a complete lack of effort from Dipo Akinyemi. Why?
Honestly, I don't know. Did he not feel that he should do that chase back, that put a bit of pressure on the attacking player? I don't know. A little bit sort of concerning signs there. It's not his role to defend, but you still need to put a shift in for your teammates.
Woodyard to Hunt.
No.
Hunt gives away possession once more.
Very
Picked up
similar.
now by Stead, who's got behind the Yorks in midfield. Stead can run forward to the edge of the box. No one's closing down. Still got it, Stead. Free shot goal. Sykes Kenworthy doesn't get there. It's the bottom corner it goes. He dived to his left-hand side, beat the outstretched arm. No one closed him down. He got immediately the pass, put him in behind the two centre midfielders, Woodyard and Batty. He ran towards the York City penalty area. No one closed him down. Left-footed shot into the bottom corner. Barnet get the lead they deserve. It's 1-0.
Well, doesn't sound clever. A few minutes ago we were saying I just felt something was coming. We look nervous, we look anxious, we look a fraction of a second off the Barnet pace, and Barnet out that quick. But
we're all over the place
They're
here.
better than us on the ball. They're better than us on the ball. They're sharper on the ball. They're finding the men. The first touch is sharper. We look like we're waiting to see what Barnet are going to do, and Barnet have showed their hand. They're going to come at you. They're going to take you on. And they're going to have a shot, and it's going to end up in the back of the net, unchallenged, from about the middle of the park.
City have offered absolutely nothing in 27 minutes here, Ian.
No, and the passing's...
They've hardly been in the opposition half.
I get keeping the ball, but that's got... Oh, no, we're
almost given it away. They have given it away immediately from the kick-off.
Yeah, I get trying to keep the ball and quell the opposition, but we aren't doing that well either. That's the problem, So if you're not doing that, you might as well go it or bust. And go at the opposition, because we just aren't going at them. There's nothing.
There's no outlet.
No, but there's no. Yeah, there's
Cropper
no
turns away from Amos and Davies on this near side, up towards the edge of the penalty area. Barnet now looking for a second. Back it goes.
We now have to come out.
Stevens down the line to Cropper, around the back. Woodyard can't keep up with him. Cross comes into the box behind O'Donker, and he's picked up by Smith on the penalty spot, and City get away with it once more. Ball forward, Akinyemi controls it. Good control on the chest to find Batty. Batty now on the right hand side. Fallowfield's round the back towards the edge of the penalty area. Deep cross into the arms of the goalkeeper. Should have done better there, Ryan Fallowfield. Neil Adley, the blue jacket's off, but he looks to the heavens. He's not happy with the cross from his captain.
No, touch and whip it. Have a touch. Doesn't need to go in first time there. Have a touch and whip it across the face of the goal. What he's done is he has tried to hit it first time, but he's hit it straight to the goalkeeper's chest. That height is perfect to defend against. Got to be low or dink to the back stick.
Barnet knocking it around again at the back. They lead by 0-0, BBC Radio York.
I wish I could be more optimistic, David. My concerns that I said at the start of the game was the attacking options that we've got. It just isn't there. There's no width. And, bless him, Hunt. You can see he hasn't played for a while because he looks way off the pace. And that's harsh on a young kid coming into his first game. But David, we've got 11 games after this. We're at the stage of the season where
Barnet come forward down the left, cross into the box, headed away by Crook. Sorry to interrupt you, and you come back to that in a second. And then Will Davies is penalised for a foul. Davis is trying to make it sound as though he was fouled, but I think the referee's got it right. He did foul the Barnet man, and they have a free kick about 32, 33 yards from goal, just right of centre. Continue making your point.
Yeah, well, just we're just off it. We're off it, and we haven't got long. If you think of the teams we've got to play between now and the end of the season, David, I'm looking at 4 of the top 4. Well, the top 4.
I think I made it. It was either 6 of the top 7 City have still got to play, or 7 of the top 8.
But regardless of that, we're hoping to win 2 and draw a few. We think that'll be enough to keep us up. But if you write 4 of them games off because we're playing the top 4, and you know they will expect it, they'll be going for it. You'd expect to beat York City. We're down at the bottom. That leaves 8 games.
I think
to
this
pick
is
up those 2 wins and 3 draws.
I think this is a tactical break in play here by Will Davies, because everyone else is coming across to have a word with Neil Ardley. He's called all his players across. I'm not surprised. Who's he going to be talking at the minute? To Alex Hunt.
The other thing is, and you know, I was gutted when I saw like Finley Barnes and Charlie Allen were in the team. We have got no pace outlets.
I was really disappointed that Charlie Allen wasn't in the team, I have to be honest.
But when you're up against a team like Barnet, who maybe you know they're going to be good, they're going to get at you. You've got to have an out.
Yeah.
You've got to have that ball. You can just kick it forward and hope that someone can run onto it. And Allen has got that raw pace. Do you know what? Even if he doesn't get it, David, even if he doesn't get on the end of the ball, what it does is it makes Barnet's defenders.
He's having a go. Look at him having a go at Dippo in front of everybody here for not running. In front of all his teammates there, he had a go at Dippo.
But if you've got Charlie Allen there, like I said, not necessarily he's going to tear up the opposition, but the opposition have got to be mindful that someone is going to turn them.
He's going to run him behind.
Right now, who? There isn't anyone. There's nobody. So Barnet's defence are having a really easy afternoon because all they need to do is look at the ball coming at them. Meeting. Yeah.
Will Davis has received his treatment. Neil Ardley's had the opportunity to talk to his players. He's now standing in front of us here with the physio and the 4th official. Will Davis says, I can't believe you've given the free kick to Barnet. It should have been a free kick to me, but I think the referee's got it right.
Yeah.
It is too far out to have a shot goal. The referee's actually taking it back a good, 10 yards here? It was much nearer the penalty area, that foul.
Probably helps Barnet, actually. Gives them a bit of an angle to get the ball in.
Well, everyone lands up on just in front of the D. It's a very high line here for York City. And the free kick comes in now. One in the penalty area by Crooks. He goes to ground. Referee says that's a foul. Free kick York City. It remains 1-0 to the home team. And we're coming up to the 32 minutes on the clock. Bournemouth would have got a second against Fylde. They lead by 2-0. And Sykes Kenworthy comes to the edge of his penalty area and gets ready to take the goal kick. York City not in midweek action this week. They're back in action in a week's time at the LNER. And I think, is it Wilson, next week?
Yep. Wilson. Tony Cannon coming next week to the ground.
Is he, TC?
Yeah, be great to see him.
Ryan Fallowfield thrown for York City, halfway inside the Barnet half. Plays it in field. Akinyemi holds it up well this time, edge of the penalty area. Then he tries to lay it off, and it takes a nick off a Barnet man and finds its way to Hunt. He goes back to Smith, back to Hunt, down the right side. Does well to pick out Dan Batty. Batty digs out across, a deep one. Goalkeeper unchallenged, though, is able to catch.
Oh, a little bit predictable, David.
Yeah. Ebbsfleet have equalised. They were behind at Dorking. It's 1-1 in that relegation 6-pointer, you maybe would call it. Barnet in the centre of the field, though. Donker to the right hand side. Fallowfield clears for York. Akinyemi gets there the second time, can't control the bouncing ball though, and Barnet win it back. And then a York City man is penalised over there. The Barnet man goes to ground. I think it's Will Davies again. Is it Will Davies over there? No, it's not. It's Dan Batty who's been penalised right in front of the referee. Another tube train goes behind the stand into the tube station. And Barnet going to take their time, as one of the players needs to tie the laces on his boots. They'll take the free kick across this near side. Freeman has Stevens available outside him. Freeman's still got it. He's been able to go down towards the corner flag. Oh, he's been able to cut back in now on his left foot to get the cross in. Donker can't control it. Woodyard should have not let him come back on his left foot there, Ian, to get a cross in.
No, No, all a little bit too easy. Like I say, it feels like we are struggling to get out of first gear here, and Barnet aren't. And Barnet aren't playing particularly brilliantly, but they're not having to do too much to unsettle York. A little bit of pressure here and there, and we are just, very anxious on the ball.
Still absolutely no atmosphere in the ground for the Barnet fans.
No, it's dead. It's, sadly, City's fans have got nothing to cheer about too much either, which is a real.
Well, they're doing
shame.
their best.
Oh, they've tried their best, but if you look across there now, I think they're all pretty much in our zone at the moment, David. You're wondering how it gets better.
Throw into York and their defensive third. Far side of the field. Come on, you bees, it says at the top of the stand in the big orange and black banner. Smith down the line. Comes off the head of Akimo. Akinyemi. Touch just bounces a good 10 yards away from him, gives away possession from Deepo Akinyemi. He will not see out the 90 minutes if he doesn't improve in this game. Down the right hand side come Barnet, Cropper, Hartigan.
Is he lacking confidence, David? Is his confidence gone?
Down the left hand side it comes. Pritchard on his left foot gets a deep ball in, it's too deep, into the empty seats behind the goal. Barnet still continue to lead 1-0.
Yes, has his confidence gone?
Well, his form's gone, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, but it didn't look the player that we had. Yeah, it's the first part of the season where everything was going through him. He looked quick, he looked strong, his touch was bob on. Now all those three assets seem to have disappeared.
Crooks forward, looking for Akinyemi, doesn't jump, it's over his head. Ball comes to Hunt. Hunt gives it to Amos. Amos back to Crooks. Crooks, his touch wasn't the greatest, he was closed down, then again. Had to send it forward on the slide.
Look at their
give it away.
touches.
Look at Freeman, the space he's got in here behind Amos. Back to this right hand side to Cropper, bursts down the right hand side, tries to get across in, well blocked by Adam Crooks.
It's a very basic part of football, the first touch. Get that right and you set yourself up, and too many City players at the moment. I'm trying. You match up against Barnet, what's their first touch? His first touch is, the next touch is set up to pass the ball. Ours is almost a tackle.
They have a throw in level at the edge of the York City penalty area. De Barnet, Cropper, they make a bit of a mess of that one, but they're still giving the ball back there by Hunt again. Easily just turning over possession.
Yeah.
And Neil Arndley is desperate for these final 8 minutes of the first half to pass by so he can get his players into the dressing room at half time. Oh, Amos on the stretch, can't stop it, puts it into the path of Cropper. His first touch and cross is abysmal, thankfully, and goes into the black matting on the stand at the far side of the ground.
Yeah, I mean, Barnet have got into some good positions, but their crossing's been pretty woeful, to be brutally honest.
It's the same as we say every week, though. I know Barnet played well at York, but they ain't any great shakes with the injuries that they've got. You don't have to be that good to be at the right end of the National League table, which is a bit of a damning indictment of the state that York City currently find themselves in. Barnet again coming forward down the left-hand side. We've not had to look across the left the whole of this half. We're just over halfway in the half that Barnet are attacking. It's too deep, that cross, but once again, though, it's still going to be picked up by a Barnet shirt who seem to want it that little bit more. Amos really struggling now on this right-hand side against Stead. Stead keeps the ball in play by the corner flag. Stead still got it. Someone put a tackle in, please. Dinked into the penalty area. Stevens, who was rushing forward, just couldn't get there in time. City clear, straight back to an orange shirt. It's really poor.
Really well there, but yeah. The build-up to that was just way too easy for Barnet. But Adam Crooks, superb defending.
Akimo, this time, can come forward. Player coach here at Barnet is Akimo. There are a couple of player coaches, actually. The assistant manager is also a player, although he doesn't play that often these days. Now they come forward again at the back, the Barnet. This right-hand side, City, everyone back behind the ball, bar Akinyemi, but they're chasing shadows here. Played it through the centre of the midfield again to Brunt. Even he had a bad first touch there, and he's still able to get back on it because City just sitting off.
Yeah, but they're finding their little number 10. They're finding pockets of space again. Look, Cropper
around the back of Akinyemi. Akinyemi's running the opposite direction from the ball there.
Yeah, but that's not his job, that bit.
No, but he's got to track his runner here, and you can't just let your runner go. And they're coming forward, cross into the box, cut out by Woodyard. It's really poor by Akinyemi. He just ran the opposite. The ball was played in behind him. The man had already got behind him, and he just completely gave up.
I agree with you. However, you can't expect your forward to be doing that for 90 minutes. He's chasing a midfielder. He actually isn't. He's chasing their number 10, who's come off their front two. I'm with him on that. Yes, you should have done on that occasion because it isolated. You think, follow your man. But
This is a
Is he
five-man
expected to do that 10
It's a
times?
five-man midfield that's been overrunning him.
Exactly. It shouldn't be him doing the run. They're finding pockets of space in and around the our 18-yard box. There's no one near him.
To be honest, it's a six-man midfield that's been overrun because Davies is having to drop deep most of the time. So how are we should have a numerical advantage in there, and yet they're all over us.
Yeah,
in the
because they're
centre of
finding
the park.
pockets of space. It's a simple. Honestly.
Chasing shadows. Long
Yes.
throw from the far side into the penalty area. Sykes Kenworthy comes to gather. 1-0 Barnet continue to lead. 5.5 minutes to go till half-time. And in his keenness to get rid of that, he's just bowled it out straight to a Barnet player as Sykes Kenworthy on halfway.
If York City could try and do anything wrong, it feels like everything they're doing is just isn't going right for them.
At BBC York Sport, 81333 on the text. Start your message with the word York. I know that some of you will be watching it while listening to us. Let us know what you think of the performance.
Number
I'm
12.
sure you'll be seeing it through similar glasses to what we are.
See number 12 dropping off into the pockets. Woodyard and Batty are nowhere near them. You can't expect Dippo to chase number 12.
But they're not even putting tackles in here.
Exactly. And poor old Dippo, I am starting to feel a bit for him now. He's playing like a left midfielder.
It is at the minute. It's almost a 3-8.
Yeah, because
3-8-0 here.
Yeah.
Oh,
And now
3-2-6.
Now look, there's 6 of our men beyond
They've
the
got to
ball.
pass the midfield again now down the left-hand side. It's all over the place. Pritchard comes in field. Batty can't get the tackle in. Hunt can't get the tackle in. The orange shirts keep hold of it. Sent to Freeman, this near side. Freeman to Cropper. Cropper about to get a cross in from the edge of the penalty area. Drives at Amos. Amos gets a good block in. Corner kick to Barnet. They're fourth. It is one-way traffic here on BBC Radio York.
The problem is, it isn't even like 2 banks of 4 and setting up to soak up pressure and follow your man. Follow your man. They're just getting picked off. Barnet are finding so much space in and around the edge of City's box that it's quite alarming, to be honest. And thankfully, they're not really benefiting from it too much. But you do feel that pressure will tell.
And it comes into the middle, headed away. Good header clearance by Will Davies. Hunt can do those. Give it back to the orange shirts. They've lifted it over the top of Akinyemi, who's caught out position into the penalty area. Don't give a tackle and penalty away there. He does well, actually, not to. Cross comes in to the back stick, flicked away to an orange shirt. Shot comes in, blocked by Howe. Close to a second for Barnet. Ball's going to be going to touch on the far side of the field. Throw in to the home team.
We're hanging on here. We need to get to half time at 1-0 and I think changes have got to be made, David, tactically. I really do. This isn't working. This just doesn't work.
I think we're in 100% agreement.
Yeah, it's non-competitive at the moment. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Cross comes in, too easy. Deep one. Sykes Kenworthy palms it down and catches at the second attempt.
I mean, the best we can hope for is a bit of luck. Like a punt forward and something goes wrong, Barnet, a bad back pass, and someone sneaks in and scores one. Right now, we look a million miles off a team that are capable of creating a goal-edge chance.
Sykes Kenworthy clears. Picked up by Fallowfield, who gets lucky with it. Into the midfield it goes to Hunt. He goes to Batty, but under pressure, Batty can't keep hold of possession. It wasn't a good ball from Hunt, to be fair to Batty.
No, it wasn't.
And now they've bypassed the York City midfield again down the left-hand side. The City's tried to send a few men forward, but you can't give away possession so cheaply. In the centre of the park, Barnet to Pritchard, who's now currently on the right-hand side. He comes in field, the captain. Lays it off. Comes back out this near side to Freeman. Cropper's gone over to the far side. Freeman allowed to put the cross in unchallenged, headed away by Callum Howe. Good header clear. Akinyemi tries to pick it up, and he does well. Takes it into some space on the right-hand side, on halfway, then turns his man and gets past his man, Akinyemi. Can run down the right-hand side. Needs a bit of help there out there, Deepo Akinyemi. He's still got it. Goes in field to Batty. Terrible ball to Batty on the stretch. Again, simple 10-yard pass. Batty wasn't there. He had to go in for the tackle. Fouled his man. Free kick. What a complete waste.
Yeah. Did you know what? A little bit of me starting to feel for Dipper. It was a terrible pass. He's done so well to get in the position he's got to, but that pass just stank of someone without any confidence. That's another 10-yard. That wasn't even a 10-yard pass. That was a 5-yard pass.
That was the worst of the lot.
Yeah, just roll it back. But yeah, and you could see the confidence seep from his face. He's slugged. Hands are on the thighs. When a player's hands are on the thighs in the 43rd minute of a football match, that he's wondering what's going on.
It's not very often I think a 53-year-old former striker could do a job for York City, but today might be that day.
I honestly feel like I could do. You feel like that?
You do?
You do feel like that, because there's nothing of note in an attacking sense.
Cropper for Barnet. Back to Stevens. Stevens gives it to Thompson. Thompson goes back to his goalkeeper. We've got 1 minute plus injury time to go at the end of this first half. Barnet leading by just the solitary goal to 0. In midfield, the orange shirts have it again. Out to Cropper, just passing it around York City here.
Yeah.
Cropper to Brunt. Brunt to Thompson. Thompson on the centre spot. Time to pick out a pass, flicked forward, looking for O'Donker. The assistant's flag goes up on this near side. It's an extremely frustrating and difficult watch for anyone that is here supporting York City.
It is, because honestly, I think everyone expected us to find this game a tough game. I did. But weirdly, I think everyone expected a little bit more.
We were talking with the supporters coming down this morning, and I said I would not be at all surprised if this is a game that York City won.
Yeah.
If they drew, or if they were beaten by 3 or 4. I would not be surprised.
Yeah, and therein lies your problem. You still don't know what you're going to get from York City.
And therein lies the problem, because I think there is still going to be at least one game this season where York City are well beaten. At the minute, it's this afternoon. Yeah. When you're needing points and you know there's a game just round the corner where you do get beat 2, 3 or 4, which I'm sure will happen, because we're not good enough for it not to happen, you have to be concerned. York City have won themselves, though, a throw-in. 3 minutes of injury time went up there on the board. You probably heard the announcement. 30 seconds in. Long throw into the box from Smith. Headed clear by Akimo. Hunt round the back. Oh, it's a poor pass. Ironic cheers from the Barnet fans. He's tried to set Smith through. Did Hunt. Nothing's come off for him so far, the man on loan from Grimsby Town. No. And it goes behind for a goal kick.
I've got to be honest, I think that's the first time Hunt's touched the ball in the Barnet half. That says it all. He's the attacking midfielder. He's tried to find a pass there. It didn't work, but one in 43 minutes. It's scraps all over the park for York City, and I'm not sure. Maybe we're not giving enough credit to Barnet. Maybe they are playing us off the park. To me, it doesn't feel like it would take much to get back in this match.
No, you're right.
But it takes something to get back in this match.
Throw in as the ball hits the advertising hoardings directly in front of us. Amos gets ready to take it. Has to give it back to Crooks. Crooks is told not to steal too many more yards by the official. He throws it down the line. Will Davis slipped on the turf, so it was a free header clear by Barnet. And O'Donker gives away possession. Fallowfield from inside the Barnet half goes all the way back to his goalkeeper, which is sort of tells you the mindset from York City that they'll probably be happy and settle for 1-0 at half time. Ebbsfleet now 2-1 up at Dorking. City go long, and that goes all the way down from one end of the field to the other for a goal kick. 1 minute to go, the 3 minutes of injury time. Barnet continue to lead by a goal to 0. Former York man Luke O'Neill with that goal for Ebbsfleet. Barnet playing out from the back. The final 60 seconds. Into midfield it goes, and then Woodyard clatters into his man. That'll be a free kick to the home team. A chance if they want to. It was Freeman who was caught there for Barnet to load the box from halfway here. They really wanted to, but I don't think they do. They look content. They're just going to knock it around at the back. On this left-hand side, good tackle comes in from Will Davies. And that's gone into touch. That should be a York City throw-in. The linesman's got this right and in front of us. Throw-in on halfway to the home side, to the visitors. Woodyard gives it to Amos. We've got 10 seconds to go. He goes back to Crooks. Crooks plays it long down the centre of the field. Free header clear from the Barnet defence. And it's picked up by the rushing midfielder. City went AWOL again in the centre of the park there, and the referees helped them out by blowing the half-time whistle, Ian. 1-0 to Barnet at half-time. That doesn't tell the story. City have been abysmal for the entirety of those 48 minutes. Yeah,
it's not. This hasn't been a good performance, David. It's lacked cohesion. It's lacked confidence. I'm not going to say lacked effort, because the effort is there, although waning at times, I've got to say. It's lacked everything. I've said 3 things. It's lacked everything that you would want from your team this afternoon. I'm sorry, it sounds harsh, but it has. And Barnet, I tell you, they aren't, unless I'm missing something, they're not fantastic themselves. But this has been way too easy for Barnet. For me, there's been just a lack of everything from York City in that first half, David. The second half has got to be absolutely the opposite of the first half to get anything from this game. Do you know what? I'd rather lose 4-0 and have a go at them then watch them. They'll counter to 2 or 3 here, Barnet. If we carry on like this, they will. The chances will come. I'd rather lose 4-3 if we can, throw caution to the wind, go at them. But that's maybe why I'm not manager. I'm frustrated, David. I really am. Sorry.
Just mentioned that text we just did. Pathetic, simple as that. Can it be as easily explained away as that, David?
I can see where they're coming from. I have to be perfectly honest. Neil Ardley, the Yorkshire manager, is back out already, sitting on the dugout away to our left-hand side. His team aren't back out. They're in the dressing room. I think he's had his words and then he's left them to it, Ian.
He looks furious. I've a manager walking out. There's nobody else from either dugout has come out, and he has walked out on his own. That tells a story. He expected more from that group of players, and my word, yeah, he looks furious, and rightly so. It's been dismal.
No,
someone's got to take the blame for this, and there's only the 11 lads are out on the pitch, David. They're the ones that have got to put the effort in. I said the effort. For weeks the effort is fantastic and never waning. Today it hasn't been there for me. We haven't matched Barnet physically.
York City are now coming back out. Neil Cox has came out scratching his head. I think everyone's been scratching their head at the start of this. What we've seen in that first half at the start of this second period. He's now wandering down with his hands in his pockets to the York City dugout away to our left-hand side.
Looks like John Lewis is on.
Yeah, Linnell John Lewis is stripped.
And
Who's
Allen,
he coming on
and
for?
Allen. Charlie Allen as well.
Yeah, and Charlie Allen.
It doesn't surprise me.
No. Deepu Akinyemi's out there. I imagine one has to be Alex Hunt.
And Will Davis.
Is it Hunt and Davis?
No,
Davis is there. Is he taking off? Batty's there. Is it Woodyard?
No, Woodyard's there.
No, Woodyard's there too. Right, we'll get this right in a minute. Amos? Can't see Amos.
There's no Amos there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, they were not all out yet.
No.
So let's see who else appears in a second. The fourth official's making the substitution here. Barnet even on the field. He's held the board up, allowed the 2 substitutes to come on. The referee isn't out there. The Barnet team aren't out there. And yet the fourth official has held up the board and let the York City substitutes come on. Surely they will have to do that again in a second when the referee's there and the Barnet team.
I'm pretty sure by the laws of the game, the referee would have to see which substitutions have come. The referee would have been told probably at half-time maybe in defence, but yeah.
So the players are on. The Barnet team aren't even out yet. They're just starting to come out. The referee now is running towards the centre circle. So yeah, John Lewis and Allen are on. It has to be honest. We did say at the start we were surprised that Allen didn't start this game. Disappointed that he didn't start the game.
Very disappointed.
And it is Amos that's coming on.
So this would suggest a flat back four, David, which I would have gone for in the first place. But
surely it must be an injury then, because wouldn't you have Amos on and take Crooks off instead?
No, because Crooks is a better defender, probably, and I think he'll want that 4 to be solid, and it'll allow the attacking players. You've got Allen, John Lewis, Akinyemi, Davis. If you can stay solid at the back with that back 4, then you can almost letting your strikers go off and do what their own thing. Be creative, be attacking. Whereas Amos might have the natural inclination is for him to bomb on. Maybe Neil Hardy doesn't want to risk too much bombing on at this Barnet side.
Right. Well, we get ready for the start of this second period. City kicking towards their own supporters down that far side. That's not a great start to the game. They've just gone for territory there of York City and kicked it straight out for a Barnet throw-in deep inside their own half. Barnet shooting towards the goal that hasn't, just a grassy bank with no one behind it, and the car park away to our left-hand side. Yeah, things can only get better.
Well, they can. That was probably as poor a 45 as we've seen for a long time from York City, and we've seen some bad ones, but that one was one to forget. So it can only get better. And if you look at the likes of Allen and John Lewis, they're coming onto a team that all it can be is better. So go out and enjoy yourselves, express yourselves.
York City have a throw-in on halfway, long down the line. Fallowfield has handed the captain's armband across to Linnell John Lewis, picked up by Deepu Akinyemi. Tackle comes in and he loses possession. Imagine he had a bit of a rocket sent up him as well at half-time, Deepu Akinyemi, although I know you were saying towards the end of the half, Ian, and now John Lewis has been penalised, even though he's the one that goes to ground. You had a bit of sympathy for Deepu Akinyemi.
Yeah, I do, because sometimes your best player gets the most flack, and I don't think it's a lack of effort. I think it's a lack of confidence in him, and he's probably looking around thinking, where am I going to get the ball from? Who's going to give me a good pass? Why am I chasing the number 10 back into a defensive area, going to places that I've never been to in my life before? So I did feel a bit for him. I think we need to build his confidence up by playing around him. Players that can actually bring him into the game.
So City have gone 3 up front here. Akinyemi down the centre, John Lewis on the right, and Davies on the left. Dean Brennan just making sure that his defenders are aware that City have gone 3 up front. As Pritchard clears it long down this left-hand side. I'm hearing that Harrogate Town have gone a goal down at home to Walsall. 1-0 to Walsall at the Environment. Ball goes all the way through to Sykes Kenworthy, who clears quickly out of his hands down the centre of the field. Unchallenged header clear though by Barnet. Falls to Woodyard in the centre circle. He goes across the left-hand side to Crooks. Crooks back to Will Smith. Smith plays it through, looking for Akinyemi, but it's overhit and goes through to Josh Keeley. He plays it out to the left-hand side of the defence to Adam Thompson. He gives it to Akimo. Akimo closed down by Allen, but he managed to skip past him. Pritchard. Forward it goes to Stead. Stead's going to run at Callum Howe towards the edge of that York City penalty area, to the edge of the box. You've got an overload on that far side. If it was a poor pass from Barnet, who was in if they'd moved it quicker. Still got it in that right-hand side. City struggling to get the ball back. Cross into the box. On the slide, Batty clears it high into the air, and Sykes Kenworthy is able to come and get. They just didn't play it fast enough, Barnet. They had an overload.
No, and, you know, we're saying how bad City were in the first half, and Barnet were clearly better on the ball. But, you know, George Sykes Kenworthy hasn't had many saves to make. So City, you know, they've managed to limit chances at Barnet. My fear is that Barnet can raise it another gear. It felt a little bit like first team versus reserves in the first half, where they got one up and cantered. So, you know, Barnet, we've got to be careful they don't get too complacent here.
Allen's been fouled. Free kick to York City just inside the Barnet half of the field. The results, the scorelines as they were at half time, York City down to 19th. Still just a point outside the relegation zone, but dropping 3 places as things stand, or as things did stand, and haven't seen any other goals come through so far.
It's scary. It's March next week. You know?
Batty into the area. One in the back stick again by Crooks this time. There's no one there, and Barnet are going to clear. It's down the right-hand side. Can York City force the Barnet goalkeeper to do anything? I don't even think he's had a goal kick to take in this match. Sometimes joke they could be playing with 10 men. They really could have been playing with 10 men so far. Long ball around the back to Allen, who's running around the back, takes the shot. In fact, he just cross and he skewed it easily into the arms of the goalkeeper. That's the first time York City have got round the back, but he got it all wrong, Charlie Allen. Yeah,
but look at it. I almost don't care. Just the fact he can run fast got him into a position that actually we could actually have a bit of impact on the Barnet goal. Yeah, he got that wrong. Do you know what? Keep doing it. Keep using his pace, because Barnet now, they've got something to think about.
Akimo, long ball forward. That's overhit from Barnet. York hoping this is going to go dead for a goal kick, which it does do. In front of the car park. Ladley's got the coat back on. As the temperature drops, the sun goes behind the clouds at the far side of the ground. Matt Ugler continues to watch on. I think that's his daughter who's sat next to him as well. Tyler Cordner's talking to him. Oh, to be a fly, being able to hear what those two are saying to each other. Barnet struggling to clear fast out of the field. Appeals for handball against Davies. Not given. Gets to the byline as Will Davis. It was handball. Should have been given. Gives it to Crooks. Left-hand side. He gets a cross in. Headed away. Yeah, the roars of encouragement from the 350 or so York City supporters that are behind the goal. In fact, there's quite a few empty spaces behind that goal at the start of the second half. I imagine they're York City supporters that are just making their way back from the bar. There is a bar down there, and not that they've left at half time, but there are lots of empty seats behind that goal, especially down towards the bottom, Ian, of the first block. Throw in taken, flicked on by Howe to John Lewis, and he's headed it wide on the penalty spot, hits the target, and that is possibly the equalising goal. It's the first time York City have got anywhere near looking like scoring. Callum Howe wins everything in the air, wins the flick on from the long throw. John Lewis couldn't direct it on target.
Yeah, but that was, that's so much better. And Callum Howe, you're right, he wins everything in the air. Just play off him, and, he'll got half a chance there. John Lewis, could he done better? Possibly. But again, do you know what? We're having a go. This is the main thing. We're actually having a go and making Barnet think.
Those York City fans done a Ken Twix and left early, Ian.
I'm going to have to meet Ken Twix.
I don't think he'll talk to us anymore.
Had he gone by the time I get to
Throw in far side.
Sorry, I don't know him.
He's the king of banter. Headed and cleared by Barnet on the far side of the field, and it goes out for another York City throw in an identical position.
The floodlights have just come back on, which is probably with that big grey crowd. Maybe it's cloud activated floodlights. The darkness came in, the lights came on.
Will Smith sits on the advertising hoardings, takes a short run up and then throws it into the box. Cleared by Akimo to Crooks. And it goes back to Ryan Fallowfield. And he gives it back to Sykes Kenworthy. Sykes Kenworthy clears long. Diagonal ball. One in the air by Smith, who's still forward. Finds Will Davies. Davis gets the ball out of his feet and lays it off back to Dan Batty. Not a great pass from Dan Batty. It's abysmal.
That is really poor when you're a team you're trying to build momentum, and that is so frustrating for the manager when you know your team's a bit better from the first half. It's a 5-yard pass.
He's saying there's a bobble. He actually hit it over the head of Alex Woodyard, who was trying to give it to his foot.
There's not many bubbles. I know listen, yeah, he's frustrated. That was, it's just when you need to keep that ball, it's moments like that that sports sort the good teams out from the poor, don't they? But it's been better from City.
Throwing down the line. Crooks nods it infield. Callum Howe clears. Far side of the field. Big up and under from Barnet.
Surely
trying to set O'Donker. Flag stays down. He turns. Smith gets past him. Good tackle in the end from Smith. Puts it behind. Corner kick to the home team, their 5th corner of this game, first of the second period. They still lead 1-0 on BBC Radio York.
Yeah, City got to stand strong here. They have started this second half. Well, it could only be better, but they definitely have started it off better.
Goals at the start of the second half in the National League. Oldham have equalised against Kidderminster. Former Harrogate Town man Nathan Sherrin. And Chesterfield lead Rochdale by a goal to 0. Tom Naylor. Corner kick, far side of the field. Going to be an in-swinger. Into the box. Oh, Sykes Kenworthy got both hands, completely messed it up, and then it's blasted over at this near post from a tightish angle. But Sykes Kenworthy, that's another error to add to the list, Ian.
He's got away with that one. Yeah, he's come out with 2 fists almost, and it's just bounced, just skidded off the top of them, right to the Barnet player who couldn't finish, thankfully. City live to fight another day there.
If Ben Aspinall is listening, you can blame your mate Ben Robinson for that last one. Clearance downfield from Sykes Kenworthy, flicked on by John Lewis. Deepo Akinyemi and Will Davis go for the same ball. Davis has headed the back of Akinyemi's head and has hurt himself.
Yeah, I felt that one. I think he did actually head Akinyemi's head. He's alright there.
Maidenhead, a 3-1 up at Altrincham.
Wow.
He's up, is Will Davies. Gateshead lead Oxford City by 2-0. I think we can say with some sort of certainty now that Oxford City are going to be leaving the National League this season. And that's an uncontested drop ball that the Barnet goalkeeper is allowed to pick up. And then he places it on the turf. Some York City fans still making their way back into the stand, but there is noticeable how many more empty seats there are at the start of this second period in that away end.
It might be that the bar is a better proposition, but I would implore City's fans get back on. This is better.
But we're talking 50-60, Ian.
Yeah,
there are huge swathes of empty seats at the bottom of that stand.
Yeah, you couldn't blame them after the first half. They probably got a taste for it and enjoying a bit of warmth in the bar, but hopefully they come back in because City need them.
Fallowfield's giving away at the back.
No.
They throw on goal 1-1. Oh, he's so fortunate. The offside flag's gone up. I'm not sure how, because that came off Ryan Fallowfield. Has the linesman made a big error there?
Yeah, unless he was already in an offside position the previous phase of play, I'm not sure.
He's not really complained, so maybe he was.
Yeah.
And the referee's just coming across to have a word of the linesman here. As if to say, what was all that about? Oh, they've lost communication with each other. He's now fiddling with his bicep and his communication device. Southend lead Aldershot by 2-1. Huddersfield Ian, they're trailing at Watford.
It was always a tough game. New manager's first match as well.
The referee sorted out. And Sykes Kenworthy clears. Downfield. John Lewis flicks it on to Allen. Turns away from his man. Loud turns towards goal. Gets a little 1-2 off John Lewis. Can't get the return ball though. Pritchard, the Barnet captain, does well. And he's able to clear up to O'Donker. Smith Challenges him, so does Batty. It goes straight to Stead though. Then he gives it through to O'Donker. O'Donker, tight angle, left-hand side, edge of the area. Is he going to take on the shot? He does. Crooks blocks it. Again, it's another corner kick. Neil Ardley not happy with the way that his side defended that.
Yeah, the thing is, when you're throwing bodies forward, there's going to be times where the opponents do cut through you, and that was one of them.
Corner kick about to be taken then on this near side by Anthony Hartigan. Neil Cox has a word with Tony McMahon and Neil Ardley. There's 3 of them up in this technical area. If the fourth official turns around, which he does now, Neil Cox quickly disappears back to his seat because you're only allowed 2 up at any time. And it comes in, it's a deep one. Sykes Kenworthy gets a hand to it. There's a fist it away. Referee sees some pushing, gives York City the free kick. Dean Brennan not happy with the decision, or maybe with his side for being too over physical. Well, they're keeping warm at the back of the stand, the York City supporters. Maybe the Barnet fans just think it's been too easy this afternoon, Ian. That's why there's no atmosphere inside this ground from them.
Well, yeah. The first, it just seemed so dead, didn't it, from the first kick? Maybe they just expected them to steamroller City in the first half. They probably felt right. Davies
tries to send it out to this near side, intercepted by Barnet. They win the ball back. They're still winning all the seconds. And then Batty's going to be penalised, is he? Oh no, he gets away with that. Foul in midfield. Fallowfield gets it for York City. Gives it to Allen. Can't really get the ball under control. The referee says that's because he's been fouled by Zach Brunt. Free kick to York. And one of a very few opportunities this afternoon for York City to put a ball into that Barnet penalty area from a set piece. And look how far how many yards Batty's stolen here, Ian.
10 yards.
At least 10 yards Dan Batty has stolen here for this free kick, and he's going to be allowed to get away with it. And another one there.
11. Yeah, he's just trying to give himself a better angle.
Absolutely loads of space here is Dan Batty.
He wants to whip this in right onto the penalty spot, whip it in with pace, give Howe a chance. Love it.
And it comes
That's
now.
A good one.
It is a good one. Into the middle, into Barnet, first connection, and then they still haven't cleared the lines as Crooks nods it back in. They will do now. No, it's picked up by Woodyard. He's forced wide to the corner flag. Woodyard tries to turn away from his man, wins York City a throw-in. Slightly better from York.
Yeah, it's small crumbs, but we're starting to win the second balls. Woodyard there, winning the second ball.
They've gone short from this throw-in. To Woodyard, gets a deep cross in. Oh no, Alex Woodyard. There's no one there. It's a good 15-20 yards too deep. Out for a goal kick. Neil Ardley shouting at Will Davis. Oh no, Will Smith, sorry.
Will Smith. I don't know what he's telling him to do, to be honest. He wanted it on his left foot, did he, maybe?
Goal kick then. 59 minutes gone. Barnet still leading just by the 1 goal. Across London, Halifax have taken the lead at Dagenham. Andrew Oluwabori with that goal.
The fans are back in.
Well, the majority of them are, yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still coming back. There's still a steady stream of fans who must have been in the bar. Ball goes into touch for a York City throw-in, just inside the Barnet half, far side. Crooks. John Lewis flicks it on. Woodyard into midfield. He gives away possession. Barnet win it back. Hartigan goes back to his goalkeeper. Under pressure from Akinyemi, manages to clear. There's a waft of food coming across here, Ian.
Yeah, it looks good. It sounds better.
Will Davis pushes his Barnet defender in the back. He made it clear to the referee. The York fans don't like it. It was pretty soft, I think. And he gives the free kick. Chicken wings, Ian.
Don't worry. Save the best for last.
It's going to be the highlight of your day once again, isn't it?
It's looking that way at the moment, unless City can raise it a bit more. It's crumbs, but it's been better. This second half has been more competitive, at least. And I've got to say, we're looking more in the Barnet and City attacking end than we did at any point in the first half.
I thought you were still talking about the food when you gave us the crumbs. I'm going to say, there's more meat on the bones than just crumbs. Flicked forward by O'Donker to the edge of the York City penalty area. City struggling to clear it. 2-0. Oh, it's an almighty mess at the back between Sykes Kenworthy and a York City man who's flat on the floor on the edge of the penalty area. Just out-muscled the York City defenders. They're trying to say there was a foul in there. Don't think there was. Is it Ryan Fallowfield at the back? I think it's Ryan Fallowfield who's down. And it was left for the number 10 to just hook it, Callum Stead, into the back of the net, the centre of the goal. So simple. Barnet get their second. Stead gets his second. Surely that is game over here at the Hive. It's 2-0 to the home team.
Yeah, I mean, we've been slightly better this second half, but one attack from Barnet is in the back of the net. Powder puff at the back. That was so soft, the ball. I mean, Fallowfield's down injured, hurt. I don't know if that's, sometimes you do that when you get out-muscled, but that all looked...
Is it a Fallowfield error? Is it a Sykes-Kenworthy error, or a mixture of the two?
You wouldn't want to pin it on one of them. I just think defensively that was a really, really poor goal. Just when your team sort of trying to get back in the match at 1-0, obviously you've still got a chance, but Barnet haven't had to work hard to get that goal, David. And in the first half they didn't have to work hard to be the better team. So it's almost like City managed to raise the game, but then if you go and make mistakes like that, you're going to get punished, and that's exactly what's happened.
Hunter Amos just come and sit directly in front of us here alongside Rory Watson. York City tracksuits showered after being brought off at half time. Michael Duckworth looks as though he's about to come on for a rare appearance. Ryan Fallowfield hasn't moved in that York City penalty area.
No, we might be unfair. Was he fouled or was he out-muscled,
Well, he was out-muscled, surely.
Well, it looked like that way to us, but he's not getting up. So that would suggest he's had something.
You are allowed contact, though.
Of course you are. Of course you are, yes. Yeah, sorry, yes. So it doesn't need to be a foul. Yeah, of course. Yeah, sorry. I'm just trying
Kidderminster have got a second at Oldham. They lead 2-1. Gateshead have got a third. Going from bad to worse for York City. Not just here, but elsewhere too. Still receiving treatment is Ryan Fallowfield. Michael Duckworth gets ready to come on for just his 5th appearance of the season. 3 starts. This will be his 2nd substitute appearance. He's told to take his ring off by the 4th official, which he does, and gives it to Paddy McLaughlin, who then hands it back to Tyler Corner, who's sitting in the stand alongside Matt Ugler, who's slumped in his seat.
Well, nobody wants to see what we're seeing at the moment, and in York City, he's
on his feet. Is Fallowfield? He's going to walk off here.
Yeah, it has been slightly better in this second half, but you could also argue that maybe Barnet had took the foot off the gas. I
think it might be. It's a head injury, I think, isn't it? Is he just holding his head? Is Fallowfield, and he's walking off as if he's a bit groggy. And the Barnet man, was it O'Donker who was involved in it with Stead? He's had to change his shirt. He doesn't have a number on now, so maybe there was a bit of blood involved, and it was
you'll see.
A knock to the head.
Also, these have doubled the lead at 61 minutes the time on the clock, and the scorer once again, Callum Stead.
If anyone didn't realise, Barnet have doubled their lead. The guy on the time has just told us. 2-0 they lead. Duckworth is on. And Fallowfield.
Well, Fallowfield certainly had.
He's holding his temple, his left temple, isn't he?
He's took something there. Where obviously the referee hasn't deemed it a foul, but
yeah, he's not looking too pleased.
No, he's in pain.
Might be a bit of concussion there. He may have to miss the game next week if he has to go through the concussion protocols. Appeals for offside, flicked on by Deepu Akinyemi. John Lewis again is offside, and he's no need to be offside. Left-hand side of the penalty area. How many times we caught offside last week?
Well, it becomes almost boring talking about it. That's how often. I've never known strikers been offside so often.
We're calling Langstaff.
Yeah, but he had pace, Wow.
Goal kick then. Or free kick, I should say. Just outside the penalty area. There's another tube train. Heads back to central London.
Be on it soon enough, David. Don't worry.
A couple of hours to go for that, Ian. Might be a long couple of hours. 813-33 on the text. Start your message with the word York at BBC York Sport. If you want to get in touch with us this afternoon. Barnet come forward down the York City left again. The man has got both goals. Plays it round the corner. Picked up by Hartigan. Not on this near side. from Freeman. Freeman goes in field to Hartigan. Gets it back a second time from him, but he's given away possession this time, and John Lewis can keep hold of it. He goes to Woodyard. Woodyard to Smith, who bursts forward inside left. Goes back to Adam Crooks. Crooks over the top, looking for Akinyemi. Barnet man gets there first and runs it into touch for a York City throw-in. Level with the edge of the Barnet penalty area. He's got an ice pack up on his forehead here, and he's holding his nose, is Ryan Fallowfield. Mid Ladley just has a look and makes sure he's alright, and then turns away, back on to concentrate on what's going on the pitch. The temperature has dropped noticeably by a degree or two.
Yeah, when that sun goes down.
And now the ball went into the stand, then it's been thrown back on when York City are ready to take the throw-in with the spare ball. Oh, and then Sykes Kenworthy sums up his day, tries to put it into touch, but he gives it into touch with too much force. It hits the advertising hoarding and comes back onto the field. And then it slips out the hands of Smith as he takes on the long throw. Woodyard can't do anything with it, and Barnet are able to clear. It's a catalogue of errors from York City. Up towards the edge of the box, John Lewis turns, gets his shot on goal. First shot on goal of the afternoon. It's a daisy cutter from 22 yards. The goalkeeper gathers. It's the first thing he's had to do, though, Ian.
It is.
We'll remember days like this if City ever get a decent attacking side next season, if they stay in this league. Given away at the back to Allen. Gives it to Akinyemi, edge of the box. He takes too long over his shot. It's blocked, and Barnet again to clear. Not very well, though, only as far as Michael Duckworth, who gets his first touch. He gives it to Batty. Back to Duckworth. Gets it out of his feet, plays it back down the line to Batty. Batty near the corner flag. Barnet man dives in. He goes back to Duckworth. Duckworth gets a cross in, flicks off the head of Pritchard, and goes across the far side to Crooks. He gives it to Alex Woodyard. Woodyard down the left-hand side. City go back and go long diagonally. Akinyemi beaten to that in the air. The orange shirts have it. Far side of the ground. With Cropper. He plays it down the line. Headed clear again by York City. Picked up by Woodyard. Woodyard over the top. Stays on side as Will Davies near the corner flag. Needs to find a man in the box. Into the box he comes now along the byline. Cuts it back to Akinyemi. Opens his body. Takes on the shot. Goalkeeper again has to save it. His near post. Second shot on target for York City. Once again it was easy, but it was slightly better. Yeah,
I mean, this half has been slightly better, other than a howler, which has gifted Barnet the second goal, and probably one that's going to win them the match, to be honest. But it has been slightly better from City. They've looked more competitive, that's for sure. And you never know what a goal would do in this match for York. Could it upset Barnet a little bit?
Woodyard at the back. 2,187 is the official attendance. 530 have come from York. Truly amazing to watch this afternoon. 530 York City supporters. Virtually a quarter of the crowd. And I'm afraid they have not got what they deserve here today.
City fans, David, because that is 530 people. That's a cracking away support. All things considered, you know. My word.
Solihull have got a second against Hartlepool, 2-0. Willesden now 1 up at Woking. Chesterfield 2 up against Rochdale. City 2 down here at Barnet. Barnet come forward looking for a third down the right hand side. Up towards the edge of the York City box, into the box. Ball played in, cut out on the slide by Crooks at the expense of a third second half corner. 7th corner for the home team. City haven't even registered on the corner count.
No, and I'm trying to work out what we're going through Neil Ardley's head right now, because how else does he change it? How
down to 20th now, York City, just one place outside the relegation zone, still that 1 point gap.
How do we improve when that first half was so much wrong? I mean, it's slightly better second half, but we're going to get beat, you know.
Corner comes in, and Pritchard headed away at the near post by John Lewis, and he finds Allen. He then sends it forward to Batty, who's burst forward. City trying to get men forward to the centre of the field. To the left-hand side, it goes to Akinyemi. City on the break. Akinyemi towards the corner flag, keeps hold of it. Barney getting men back, kept hold of it too long. Has to go back to Crooks, who can get a cross in from a deep position, and it comes now, headed away at the near post. As far as Akinyemi, he nods it back in, picked up by Allen, and he can't get there. And then Batty, as Barnet try and come forward. Rugby tackles Brunt, and should really get a yellow card.
Yeah, he's got a massive job on Neil Hardley, because it's the manner of this performance as well. You know, for the players, you know, lift the spirits, because there'll be more important games to come, definitely, and more winnable games, hopefully. But
this is a bit of an embarrassment though today, Ian.
Yeah,
As you said, Barnet haven't played particularly well.
No, they've not got out of second gear. It's I don't know. You find, you know, I don't know.
Dorking down to 10 men in their match. Barnet have a free kick. We've got just under 18 minutes to go. They lead by 2-0. Stroll in the park so far. Free kick down the right, looking for Stead. York City right. Allowed to go over his head by Michael Duckworth. York City throw in. Ryan Fallowfield now asked to told to put his jacket on the York City dugout. And he's going to be taken, escorted by the kit man to the York City dressing room. That ball comes off Batty last. That'll be a throw in to Barnet. Pritchard gets ready to take the throw in front of his manager Dean Brennan. Pritchard back to Akimo. Akimo gives it to Keeley. Long ball downfield, all the way through to Sykes Kenworthy. He bowls it out this right-hand side to Duckworth.
You mentioned earlier on, David, that this isn't a full-strength Barnet either, is it?
No, not by a long stretch. 3 or 4 of their better players missing.
Oh no.
2 strikers missing, both wing-backs missing.
Yeah.
And then City give away possession, throw in, Batty again, this time to blame, or at fault. And Pritchard tries to take the throw in, the ball slips out of his hands and goes backwards, so he's going to get a second opportunity. Down the line it goes. Oh no, Donker's got her on the back too easily. Left the York City man on the ground. Cross comes in, free shot at the near post. What a block that is from Adam Crooks. Which York City player that has got skimmed on this near side and is down. Remember, York have made all 3 subs. Doesn't look good for whichever York City player it is. They may end up playing the game here with 10.
I can't see who it is. David.
Is it Allen? No, it's not Allen.
I think it's Callum Howe.
Is it Callum Howe that's dragged
Callum
across?
Howe. Yeah.
I think you're right. Neil Hardley has that resigned look on his face as he comes to sit down and have a chat with Neil Cox. Look at Tyler Corner back here. Suddenly he's looking forward down the line. He may see his chance coming next week if this is an injury to Callum Howe. And now he's still receiving treatment down there as Callum Howe. He's not moved. It's his left leg. Yeah. Captain John Lewis has come across to check on his welfare. Neil Hardley has a look at his watch and tell him there's 15.5 minutes to go. Rochdale have got a goal back at Chesterfield. Let me run through the National League scores then while we're waiting for this injury to be sorted out. Altrincham 1, Maidenhead 3, Borehamwood 3, Fylde 0, Chesterfield 2, Rochdale 1, Dagenham 0, FC Halifax Town 1, Dorking 1, Ebbsfleet 3, Gateshead 3, Oxford 0, Oldham 1, Kidderminster 2, Solihull 2, Hartlepool 1, Southend 2, Aldershot 1, and Woking 0, Wealdstone 1. Callum Howe is up, but has to come off the pitch. The City are going to have to defend this corner with 10 men. He's hobbling down this near side. I'm not sure Callum Howe is going to be able to continue. Barnet take the corner. Now it comes to the edge of the area. Shot comes in. It's blocked by a Barnet man. Another shot comes in, blocked by John Lewis. Howe's waiting to come back on. I'm not sure if he's in a fit enough state to come back on. And City run that ball into touch, hoping that he now can get on. The referee still doesn't allow Callum Howe, says the 30 seconds aren't up yet. And Barnet have it at the back with a chemo. He's doing a few exercises on this near side as Callum Howe, as he still waits to come on. City still down to 10 men. Now he's allowed on, but that's a hobble rather than a sprint to the centre of the pitch for the York City centre back. O'Donker goes down far side of the ground under pressure from Will Smith. O'Donker wins the ball off him as well, but Smith, good battling qualities from him, clears for York City. Given away though. Picked up in the centre of the park again by the home team. Continue to win virtually every second ball. to this left-hand side to the captain Pritchard. Pritchard back to Akimo. Akimo back to Pritchard. Pritchard goes back to Hartigan. Hartigan to the centre of the pitch to Freeman. Now back to Hartigan. He goes forward, edge of the box. Little ball around the corner, intercepted by Batty, who on the stretch gives it back to Sykes Kenworthy, who clears first time. Straight to an orange and black shirt. It's Rakesh Bingham that got that third goal for Ebbsfleet at Dorking. Barnet go back to their goalkeeper. They lead 2-0. They can do whatever they want. This afternoon, City have hardly laid a glove on them, apart from a couple of half chances in this second half for Linnell John Lewis. Cleared by Sykes Kenworthy, nodded clear by Barnet. Will Smith heads clear. Woodyard gives away possession. How many times have we said, given a York City name and then gives away possession off the back of it? Almost again as it's played back to Sykes Kenworthy. Got there just before O'Donker outside of his penalty area. Time and time again, Ian, this afternoon.
It's just been a I want to say a bad day at the office, but we know we're capable of doing this, and that's massively frustrating. This is always going to be a tough game, and yet you kind of, it's just the performance for me, David. There's been nothing coherent about it at all.
Barnet have the ball and they clear. O'Donker, he can't control that. Woodyard again gives away possession. He's not having a good game either, Alex Woodyard in the centre of the park. And now look at Barnet, got beyond Woodyard and Batty. Up towards the edge of the penalty area, fed through on the left hand side. Overplayed though. Sykes Kenworthy got there, but the flag had gone up. He balls it out to Allen, who slips on the surface, has to wait then for the ball on halfway. Sends it forward looking for Akinyemi into the Barnet penalty area. Nodded into touch for a York City throw-in. Almost the first York City corner of the game, but it goes out just this side of the flag. Will Smith gets on the jog and comes across. Smith gets ready to take the long throw into the box. York City send everyone forward, bar Duckworth and Crooks. Smith takes the throw into the near post, comes off O'Donker, and he's got time to even get after his own ricochet and clear up to halfway. Too easy. Crooks again sends it forward down the centre field. Smith's got around the back. He couldn't control it though, and it comes out to Charlie Allen. Allen to Batty, poor cross from Batty, easily headed away by Pritchard to O'Donker. Well played Woodyard this time to come back in for York City and win it back. He tries to fit it through. Oh my word. The least said the better about Alex Woodyard's pass.
He's shouting at Will Smith to move, but it just wasn't on. The pass wasn't on, and he's a centre half. Oh dear. Sykes Kenworthy comes out a good 20 yards outside his penalty area to get the ball and clears long, looking for John Lewis, brings it down his chest into the box. John Lewis does hit it, and it's just wide of goal. Trying, good first touch from John Lewis, chesting it down there onto his left foot just outside the box. I'm screaming, hit it. You might as well.
Similar position there to where Callum Stead hit it. He finds the bottom corner. John Lewis drags it wide of goal.
Yeah. I'm clutching at straws here, but if City could just get the next goal and try and upset. You're laughing at me.
It's a quite long straw that you're clutching at there.
It's a big straw.
It's like, those games where
I just want to see a goal.
It's sort of like a forfeit or something, and they have little straws, and one of them's a longer one. Yeah. You just picked out the big long one. But you didn't know how long they were going to be.
I just want to see a goal for York City. For the fans, if nothing else.
Well, Barnet
please
come
score
forward.
For these
They're going to make their first change in a minute. You may see a Barnet goal. They're just outside the penalty area on the right hand side. They're forced a little bit further back, and then they give it away possession. And City can come forward with Will Davis, not been involved in the second half. Steps away from his man well though. 2-on-2 here for York City, getting more men forward. Will Davis tries to send it through. Can't find John Lewis. John Lewis does win the ball back though, but he's going to have to do a lot more. He's forced back into midfield, this John Lewis, and he does well, to be fair, the York City captain.
Very well, John Lewis,
to send it out to Charlie Allen on this right hand side. Allen now runs towards the penalty area, takes on his centre back Akimo into the box, goes behind. York City have a corner, everybody. Hang out the bunting.
But that's a
It's
classic.
taken 81 minutes, but they have a corner.
Yeah, that's a classic case for Will Davies. If it's not on, don't pass it. Don't force it. If it clearly wasn't on, don't force it. Be composed. Have something composure about you.
And the chanting is virtually
It's City
been from
fans.
first minute to last for the York City supporters. Ironic cheers as well. There's a bit of humour in there.
Look at them though. They deserve a goal. That's what I want. I want to see City score a goal for them at least and give us all a little bit of hope.
Batty takes the corner, outswinger. Free header on the penalty spot here.
Yeah, that's got to be challenged.
Back out to halfway it goes. Duckworth on the left hand side, free header clear. He's going to get a third opportunity to put it in the box from halfway. And it comes now diagonal to Batty. Can he keep that in play? He can. Lets it bounce and then just lofts it into the box. One at the back stick by Smith. No, by the Barnet defender. York City win a second corner. We are in London. It's like the London buses.
Yeah, that was better again from City. Duckworth, a lovely pass out to Dan Batty. Not the greatest touch, but his second touch was a good ball into the box. But, we're 2-0 down. You've got Callum out, who wins every header. Make him your target man. For every tack, get the ball onto his head and play around him. He will more often than not win the ball.
Go score. Woody shouts Tony McMahon. He's told him to go in the penalty area instead of loitering 35 yards from goal. And it comes now from the far side. Batty, deep one. Too deep. Beyond everybody. And Barnet can come clear. They missed Amos's set-piece delivery there. And now Barnet on the charge. Cropper going to run at Duckworth. Comes up towards the edge of the penalty area. Cropper sends it through right hand side. They've got a man over. Shot's going to come in from a tight angle. If Crooks can't stop it, he can't. Shot comes in and it's put wide of goal from about 2 yards. Centre of goal. Barnet should have had a third. I'm not sure how they don't have a third. It stays at 2-0.
That's a miss, isn't it? That is a miss. That's a chance. That's a miss. That's what I'm talking about. Us missing chances. We don't miss them because we don't create them.
Walsall have got a second goal at the environment. They lead Harrogate 2-0. Here comes the double change for the home team. Ben Winter, the defender, is coming on, the right back. And so too is number 5, Marvin Armstrong, former Worthing man. Taking their time. The referee's trying to get them to just get a move on as they take these, make these changes. Jordan Cropper comes off, so that's a straight change for Ben Winter.
And the second change. 19
And Gatlin O'Donker for Marvin Armstrong. Just strengthening the centre of the park as if it needed strengthening. Goal kick taken by Sykes Kenworthy. Winter gets his first touch immediately and he gets his second immediately. Batty. Davies edge the area. Davies tries to take on the shot and his heels clip there as he's about to take on the shot. So York City have a free kick right at the centre of the field, about 23-24 yards out, and the perfect position for a free kick. Can they force the goalkeeper into his first real save of the afternoon, Ian?
Well, hopefully. I'm trying to think who our free kick taker is though.
Imagine Dan Batty, or Dippo will take it, won't he? Or Will Davis?
Dippo's going to pull rank here, I think.
Dippo has pulled rank.
Yeah.
He's placed it, he's twirled the ball, pushed it into the turf.
Well, do you know what? He hasn't had much to feed on, so if you're a striker without, don't get anything to feed on, and the free kicker on the edge of the box becomes available, you grab that ball.
City have just moved it back as well to give him a bit more space to get it up and down. Everyone's left it. It's Depot or bust.
Yeah.
We've got 5 minutes to go. City trail 2-0. Barnet have set up a 4-man wall inside the penalty area on the penalty spot.
Come on.
Nakinyemi gets ready to take the free kick. There's the whistle. Here he comes, 3 or 4 yard run up, right footed into the middle of the wall. Gets a second chance, straight to the goalkeeper from 20 yards. The Barnet man, who was clattered with the ball, went to turf, hoping that the referee was going to give a free kick. He didn't. And now he's up on his feet. The Barnet defenders say, no, stay to the physio, because they know if the physio comes on, the defender has to go off for 30 seconds.
It's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. Do you know, the footballs nowadays are lighter than they've ever been. And what is he doing?
He said I need a new shirt as well.
He was absolutely fine asking for a new shirt just then. Unless he's got it in his nose or something, there's blood.
The physio's not coming on.
No, the ball hit him in his midriff. I'd suggest he starts doing some stomachs and some sit-ups. That hurt him. Tell you me.
Adam Thompson.
Oh, he must have blood on his shirt. Oh, I'm not seeing blood on him at all, yeah. What's he doing?
Change his shirt for him. He's going to have to sit it off for 30 seconds now.
It's a strange one, isn't it?
Very strange. The goalkeeper's trying to take as long as he possibly can. Referee's he's allowed him on. Well, I suppose he didn't get treatment, but the goalkeeper took it as long as he could to get the defender back on. Very strange. I didn't see the referee tell him to come back on either. Normally get a yellow card for that. Ball downfield. John Lewis beat into that in the air. Barnet struggling to clear their lines. Falls to Akinyemi. Offside flag goes up. 3 minutes to go. And the game is petering out to the most comfortable of comfortable home wins.
Yeah, I mean, the brutal truth is that Barnet haven't really had to get out of second gear to win today, and they've not been world beaters, but City have been so off par, off key, that the inevitable has happened, David. Although it took a real howler for that second goal to go in, you still think Barnet, if they needed to lift it, they probably could have done.
Kabongo Shimana has got a fourth goal. Bournemouth lead filed 4-0. City have it with Woodyard on the right hand side. He gives away possession. Duckworth. Smith. Over the top to John Lewis. Flicks it on. Links up well with Akinyemi. He tries to play it through. He's through. Akinyemi. 10 yards on the angle. Just the goalkeeper to beat. And he thinks he's playing in the Six Nations down the road at Twickenham, because not only has he beaten the bar from about 8 yards, the goalkeeper and the bar, but he probably beat a second goal on top of the one that's there.
Moments in matches. City have been awful, David. You can't take that away. But with 2 minutes left and whatever is added on, a goal there, you just don't know what can happen in football. It's the craziest of games at times. If that goes in, City, suddenly Barnet are maybe getting anxious and nervy. Oh, that's a bad miss. That is a missed chance. We've missed a chance.
Yeah, it's the first one.
Yeah.
The first real chance of the afternoon. I suppose John Lewis' header was that a real chance, half a chance, wasn't it, at the start of the second half?
Half a chance, yeah.
Barnet come forward. Duckworth doesn't really know what to do, so goes back to his goalkeeper. And Sykes Kenworthy sliced that into touch for a throw in to Barnet.
Yeah, if Dippo scores there, you know what? You're asking questions of Barnet at that point. But I mean, that was a wild one. He's just got it totally wrong. That is a striker lacking confidence, not ability. That's confidence, because we know 9 times out of 10, I bet he sticks them out in the back of the net.
Barnet try and get around the back again. Tackle comes in, but it's going to be kept in play on this near side by Freeman. He goes back to Pritchard. Pritchard forward, headed away by Connor Howe. Callum Howe did quite well there, actually, under pressure, but now Barnet have it at the back. It's gone from back to front, all the way through to GSK once more. Cars start to make their way out of the car park away to our left-hand side. Virtually all the York City fans did come back, Ian. The majority of them are nearly still there as well.
Well, they spent a lot of money coming down here. They might just want to air a few grievances, I'd imagine, but they have not stopped supporting their team, I'll tell you.
Flicked on. 7 minutes.
See, if Dippo scores, you got 7 minutes of a game. If some buts, of course, but you know.
They come forward. Delivers to the home side. Armstrong, centre of the field, sent it out to the right hand side to Winter. Where did 7 come from? There's been a couple of stoppages, to be fair.
Yeah, Callum Howe was down for a while, wasn't he? Fallowfield was down for a while. 7, just a lot of minutes. Still time. You know, as crazy as football is, you just get a goal and see what happens. Put a bit of pressure on this opponent, but it's like we can't really lay a glove on them. I think the big chance was Dippo there in the 88th minute, David. I really do. That could change everything.
Sykes Kenworthy clears. Flicked on by Davies. Flicked on by John Lewis. Akinyemi takes on this shot. It's blocked. He'd heard the block. Duckworth to Allen down this right hand side. Drives into the penalty area. Allen. And slips. And Pritchard's going to clear. Howe wins the header. Batty. Oh, that is a 2-yard pass that he's put straight into touchdown Batty this time.
Yeah.
Been really poor Batty and Woodyard in the centre of the park today, Ian.
It's not just them two, is it?
No, but just the simple passes they've put astray.
Yeah, and it sets the pace of the game. It sets the pace of the rest of the team. You know, crisp passes into feet, touches off to your teammate. When they look slack and rugged and lacking in any sort of composure, the rest of the team play like that.
Absolutely got a fourth at Dorking. This is the thing. You see these sides every now and then. Yeah. Scoring 3s and 4s. York City are a country mile away from scoring 3s and 4s.
Yeah. I can't remember the last. You know, it's few and far between.
Well, it's Southend's the last 3, but down to 9 men at the end of that game.
Yeah.
City could easily be out of sight at half time. I know it's all the buts and maybes.
Yeah. But we're not creating 4 chances in a match. Never mind scoring goals. You expect, good teams would expect to miss 3 or 4 chances in any one football match.
Headed clear.
We
by
don't.
Barnet. Smith. Woodyard. Oh, dearie me. Misplaced pass.
Everything that could go wrong has looked. We look beat. We look, it's 2-0. It's obvious. 5 minutes ago, we looked beat.
Southend have got a third against Aldershot, 3-1 to them at Roots Hall. So it was a fortnight ago, wasn't it? We were at Southend.
Yeah, happy day that.
Certainly was.
It was a good journey home.
Should say hello to Rob Wolford.
Oh, top man. Yeah, fantastic.
Always enjoys listening to the commentaries. And thank you to him.
Huge thank you. Makes weekends. Makes memories. Makes happy memories.
Barnet got on the back on that right hand side. Edge of the penalty area, trying to turn Will Smith one way and then the other. Back to Winter. He comes infield. Ben Winter gets it back again. Sliding tackle comes in from Dan Batty. Just as Callum Howe did recover from that injury that he sustained 10 minutes ago. He looks alright now. Run it off. Cross into the box. Forward for Armstrong. Armstrong running almost around the back of Callum Howe. Gets a shot. Saved with the legs of Sykes Kenworthy. That almost was 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, 2-0 sounds almost, acceptable for the way we've played. 3, it looks worse. Anyone here knows that this could have been a 3, 4 or 5-0. You think of the 2 open goals they missed. That one just there could go in. We've had a couple of half chances as well, of course, but yeah, 2-0 almost respectable. All things considered, it's never acceptable.
Corner taken from that far side. 4 corners in the first half, 4 in the second for Barnet. Intercepted by Allen for York. Gives it to Crooks, who played 4 minutes and 20 of the 7 minutes of injury time. Headed clear again by Barnet. Armstrong's fouled by Batty. Yeah, I can't imagine Barnet have had many simpler wins this season. Final substitution. Freeman's coming off. And it's a Patrick Majedko, an academy graduate that's about to come on here for the home team. When he eventually gets over this side, Freeman. Southend now got a 4th against Aldershot. Strange old game. Aldershot beat Barnet Tuesday. They get stuffed at Southend today that York City beat. And York are getting... I said stuff. It's not a stuffing. Performance-wise it is. But the scoreline doesn't say it is.
It almost feels, all things considered, it feels like we've got away with a 2-0 here.
Yeah.
And this is a second string Barnet, 3 or 4 players, big players missing for them, and they've missed 3 or 4 really gilt-edged chances, and we've somehow got away with a 2-0.
At BBC York Sport, 81333 on the text, start your message with the word York. Sykes Kenway, there's a free kick deep inside his own half by the touchline. Down the centre of the field it goes, over the head of John Lewis. Akinyemi having his shirt pulled, tries to turn away from his man. It's going to find its way out towards Allen, but Allen can't get there. Barnet are going to clear it down their left-hand side, which they do into touch. Less than 60 seconds to go. Duckworth suggesting Will Smith comes to take the long throw. Into the box it comes now. Headed clear by Barnet. Cross towards Crooks. But he's picked up by the man who's got both goals. Now it's 2-on-2 for Barnet as they come forward. Stead. Oh, terrible ball.
Terrible.
As he tries to feed it through into the centre of the park to Majetko. Sykes-Kenworthy comes to gather. He clears long. John Lewis wins the header. Well, it's an old 50 pence head, I'm afraid.
Well, basically, Callum Howard's ended up, he's playing as a striker now. They're just going to try and launch it up to him, which is probably about right. Go on, you're in.
Ball downfield, Akinyemi's offside. Looks ironic to hear this Barnet fan down this near side. Not quite sure why.
I don't know why, because he's not really had any threat against him today, has he?
None whatsoever. And we've played the 7 minutes. Goalkeeper comes out of his area, gets ready to take the goal kick. Might add on an extra 20-odd seconds for the substitution. The York fans now starting to leave the stand and gather at in front of the advertising hoardings in that corner by the exit. Sharp getaway for some of those. Crooks to the left-hand side to Davies. Will Davies runs at his man, tries to get into the penalty area, shepherded away. Will Davies still got hold of the ball, needs to try and eke out something, takes on the shot into the arms of the goalkeeper. That's the last action. Full-time whistle goes. Barnet 2, York City 0. Easy as you like for Barnet in.